Welcome aboard, it's Captain G, and welcome to another Global War 1985 YouTube War Patriot games. This is turn 1, Warsaw Pact, and as we start any new game, in this scenario, this is a scenario 2 game, which is the Soviet Global Command, Warsaw Pact, NATO, and US Global. It does not include anything in the Pacific for this scenario. Random events, moving into the detail of sequence. So the first turn Warsaw Pact rolls for random event. We are testing a new random event called the Troubles. So I'll take you up here. In the Troubles, a leftist and nationalist government has come to power in Ireland and is promoting aggressive IRA terrorist actions throughout the British Isles. The NATO player will be constrained to bring non-British units onto the islands. And for the purposes of this event, the NATO fleet that starts in A6 with the supercarrier, cruiser, amphib, destroyer, frigate, and nuclear attack submarine. These last 4 are considered Royal Navy ships, and not these. So I went ahead and made this a French frigate and an American supercarrier. So these 4 ships are also in play and could fall victim to the terrorist attacks. The event starts with the first terrorist attack. So these are my tech dice. I'll move them out of the way, and I'll start with this random event, which is detonation of explosives at a port, which will destroy one of the 4 NATO ships, 4 British ships. Let me just go back up so you can see them. So if a 1 to a 3 destroys the amphib, 4, 5, or 6 is the destroyer, 7, 8, 9 the frigate, 10, 11, 12 is the nuclear sub. So let's see what those ne'er-do-wells in the IRA came up with. That is a 7, so that destroys the frigate to open the game. All right, in addition to that terrorist attack, we are going to place 2 light infantry and a SAM in Ireland. The event ends only when the British NATO units and any units built new in Britain or British NATO units. You can't pull units from outside of the British Isles for this purpose, but they have to build the units here in Great Britain, and they have to take Ireland, and at that point that ends the event. So we fortified the island of Ireland, and we're going to place a terrorist in Scotland, and they were the ones guilty for the attack. All right, so moving forward after this initial terrorist attack to kick off the event, each Warsaw Pact combat resolution phase, every terrorist cell on the map, and on my map it's this black sculpt, terrorist sculpt, will conduct an attack in that territory. And then at the end of each turn, each Warsaw Pact turn, they'll be able to place a new terrorist and also roll a recruitment roll, which we'll do at the end of this turn for Ireland's defense. Okay, let's move on. After we've determined the event and we've rolled our first kickoff attack, we're going to do technology. So we're rolling 2 technology. The white dice, I'll do it this way, The white dice is anti-missile defense, and the orange dice is computers. Both of them require a 8 or higher to be successful. So let's see if the curse of Warsaw Pact technology persists. All right, starting off strong, 11 and a 12, that is a success in both. So if we go over to our tech chart here, anti-missile defense, Warsaw Pact moves from 1 to 2, and computers, they come on the board. Oop. So they join the Soviets with stage 1. Okay. So that completes the technology role. We'll come back to the box when we do activities later. Now we're going to purchase new units, and we're going to save all 17 IPP cash on hand and add that to our collected income, which will also be 17. We'll have 34 next turn. So no purchases this turn. No strategic nuclear phase, combat movement, combat resolution. Well, do we have any terrorists on the map? We do in Scotland. How about that? I love this event. So now we need to resolve another terrorist attack. If I'm doing this right, this is the first time I'm using this event, so I believe this is a double dip. So we're going to again roll the green dice for the Irish freedom fighters in Scotland, ironically. And this will determine, this is no longer an automatic strike on the Royal Navy. There are a series of different types of terrorist attacks depending on what the terrorists roll. And then NATO can counter that by buying paramilitary units which dilute or reduce the impact of the attack and possibly even kill the terrorist. So we're going to roll our first attack now. A 4. So if we check the chart in the event table, a 4 is a barracks attack. It eliminates any British land unit. A 5 does the same thing. The difference between a 4 and a 5, a 4 makes it the Warsaw Pact choice. A 5 makes it NATO's choice. So if we look at Scotland, where the terrorist is, we have, as far as ground units, because this Marine is in Midlands, so not there. So we have 2 mechs and a SAM, and because SAMs aren't going to defeat Ireland, we're going to go ahead and take out one of these Scottish mechs. All right, freedom, right? All right, let's come down here. So we've resolved combat, non-combat, we have none. We're not moving anything. Our forces are in barracks. They're very peaceful, just doing some training. Nothing to see here. We go down to end of turn phase. Well, how about that? At the end of turn phase, we're going to place a terrorist. We're going to place that terrorist in southern England. They're going to see if they can infiltrate. Let me put it back up here so you can see I'm on the low post. You can't see everything. So I just added the terrorist in southern England for future attacks. And now I'm going to roll the recruitment roll for Ireland's defense against British aggression. 800 years of British aggression continues in 1985. It's a shame. A 2. A 2, let me double check. I think it's 6 or less, not 6 or more. The recruitment roll succeeds on a 6 or less, which is super awesome, fantastic. It's the luck of the Irish. So we add a chip to the defenders of Ireland. And again, you were right there. So now that brings us from 2 to 3 light infantry in Ireland. All right, collect income. As we said, we collect 17 more. We add that to what we saved, which was 17. So we now have 34 IPP. No income changes. The Warsaw Pact is a peaceful defensive organization. We had no other actions this turn besides supporting the nationalist movement of Ireland and the heroic patriotic freedom fighters. So with that, I will now turn it over to our neighbors in the west, the imperialist warmonger Ozark Outpost and NATO. This is Captain G, over and out.